I'm Emily, 31, and I grew up on a quiet street where every driveway looked the same, and the biggest excitement was the mail truck rattling past at noon. My mother, Denise, worked long hospital shifts, often coming home well after midnight. I would hear the garage door groan open, then the quick slam of the car door before the house fell silent again. Her shoes stayed lined up in the entryway, a small reminder that she was somewhere out there, moving through a life that rarely included me. My father left when I was 5. He sent a few postcards at first, pictures of mountains, city skylines, beaches, but no real explanations. A few sporadic checks arrived with his shaky signature, never enough to rely on and eventually not at all. I remember staring at those postcards until the edges curled, trying to imagine his voice, but he was just a stranger with my eyes. Mom could turn on a bright smile for neighbors and coworkers, but at home she was unpredictable. Some nights she hummed while cooking late dinners, other nights she snapped at the smallest noise. There wasn't a pattern to follow, no way to guess if I'd get a hug or a sharp comment. When I was 6, the babysitter rotation began. A high school girl one week, a retired couple the next, a neighbor paid in cash the week after. Each time Mom called it a last-minute work thing, disappearing with barely a goodbye. By the time I was 8, weekends often passed with just a note on the counter, frozen dinners in the freezer, back Sunday night. Sometimes Sunday stretched to Monday or Tuesday. I learned which frozen meals tasted less like cardboard and how to microwave them without setting off the smoke detector. I stopped asking questions. When I was 11, a critical week burned itself into memory. Mom claimed a work emergency and left a stack of cash on the kitchen table. Just in case, the note read. The days slid by without a single check-in. I woke myself for school, packed peanut butter sandwiches, and avoided teachers' eyes when they asked if everything was okay at home. At night, the house settled around me like a giant exhale, every creak sounding like footsteps that never arrived. Midweek, a storm knocked out the power. I huddled under a blanket with a flashlight, listening to the wind batter the windows and the old pipes groan. Our neighbor, Mrs. Harrison, saw the dark house and thought I'd simply gone to bed early. She waved the next morning while collecting her newspaper, unaware I'd spent the night wide awake. I tried to call my father using an old number I'd found in a drawer. The line was disconnected. I sat there, phone in hand, hearing only the hum of dead air. That's when it hit me how completely alone I was. Mom came back almost a week later carrying shopping bags, her hair freshly styled, smelling faintly of perfume. She breezed through the door like she'd just returned from a casual errand. Complications, she said when I asked where she'd been. No apology, no explanation, just complications. From that point on, I stopped waiting for her. I made my own meals, set my own schedule, and learned to depend on no one. By 12, I was handling grocery runs, laundry, and school forms without help. Independence wasn't a choice, it was survival. School became my refuge. I stayed late for math club and debate team, savoring the steady routines and bright classrooms. Teachers noticed my focus and pushed me toward scholarships. Winning small competitions and later state-level prizes felt like building a secret ladder out of that house. Whenever I brought home good news, Mom's reaction cut deep. If I mentioned a scholarship or an award, she'd shrug or tease me for showing off. It wasn't anger so much as dismissal, a quiet message that my success didn't matter. I stopped sharing wins, holding them close like hidden treasure. Through those years, I kept a private vow. One day, I would build a life that couldn't be shaken by anyone else's chaos. I would have a stable home, steady work,